Imagine a single state where the battle for America's soul played out in real time, captured on grainy film that shocked the world. In 1963, fire hoses and police dogs turned on children in Birmingham streets. In 1965, state troopers charged peaceful marchers on Selma's Edmund Pettus Bridge, Bloody Sunday, beating them back with clubs while the nation watched in horror. These weren't isolated incidents. They were calculated flashpoints in a deliberate campaign. Alabama didn't just witness the civil rights movement, it became its crucible. The violence here forced federal action: the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. A state built on cotton and chains became the stage where nonviolence confronted raw power, and the images forever changed how America saw itself. How did this Deep South heartland rise as the epicenter of the fight for equality, and what scars and strengths does it carry today? Long before marches and boycotts, Alabama's story began in ancient earthworks and river valleys. Indigenous peoples, mound builders of the Mississippian culture, raised ceremonial centers along the Tennessee and Alabama rivers, thriving on maize, trade, and complex societies. Tribes like the Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, Muskogee, Cherokee, and Alabama Cowshutter called this land home, farming fertile Black Belt soils and navigating alliances and conflicts. Europeans arrived in the 16th century. Spanish explorers, led by Hernando de Soto, marched through in 1540, spreading disease and disruption that decimated native populations. Permanent settlement came later. French founded Mobile in 1702, the first enduring European outpost, trading with tribes and establishing Catholic missions. British claims followed, then American expansion. After the Revolution, the U.S. acquired the region via the 1783 Treaty of Paris. Congress carved the Mississippi Territory in 1798. By 1817, Alabama Territory split off. Native removal accelerated, treaties and pressure pushed tribes westward. The Creek Cession of 1814 opened vast lands. The Trail of Tears later carried Cherokee through northern Alabama. Cotton transformed everything. Eli Whitney's gin made short-staple cotton profitable. Black Belt plantations exploded. Enslaved Africans, brought in chains, built the wealth. By 1860, nearly half the population was enslaved. Alabama joined the Union December 14, 1819, as the 22nd state, its constitution legalizing slavery while promising Republican ideals. Huntsville hosted the Constitutional Convention. Montgomery became capital in 1846. The state mirrored the South. Planter elite ruled, small farmers toiled, enslaved labor fueled the Cotton Kingdom. Secession came fast after Lincoln's 1860 election. Alabama's convention voted to leave January 11, 1861, the fourth state out. Montgomery hosted the Confederate government formation. Jefferson Davis took the oath on its Capitol steps. The state supplied troops, iron, munitions. Mobile's blockade runners kept ports open. The Civil War ravaged Alabama. Union raids struck. Battles at Selma and Spanish Fort marked the end. Reconstruction brought hope and backlash. Freed people sought land, education. Biracial governments built schools. But violence surged. Ku Klux Klan terror, black codes. By 1874, Redeemers regained control. The 1901 Constitution disenfranchised black voters with poll taxes, literacy tests. Sharecropping trapped generations in debt. Jim Crow laws codified segregation. Yet seeds of change sprouted. World War II mobilized factories. Tuskegee Airmen proved black excellence. Post-war, returning veterans demanded rights. The NAACP grew, churches organized. The modern movement ignited December 1, 1955. Rosa Parks refused to yield her Montgomery bus seat. Her arrest sparked the Montgomery Bus Boycott, 381 days of carpools, walking, resilience. A young pastor, Martin Luther King Jr., emerged leading the Montgomery Improvement Association. Bombs hit homes, churches hosted mass meetings. The Supreme Court ruled bus segregation unconstitutional. Integration began. Violence escalated. In 1961, Freedom Riders tested interstate travel desegregation. In Anniston, a mob firebombed a Greyhound bus. Riders beaten in Birmingham. Federal intervention followed, but the images burned into national conscience. Birmingham 1963 became the flashpoint. Fred Shuttlesworth invited King. Project C launched sit-ins, marches. Bull Connor unleashed dogs, hoses on children, televised brutality horrified viewers. King's letter from Birmingham jail defended nonviolence. The campaign forced negotiations. Segregation crumbled locally, paving for the Civil Rights Act. Selma 1965 delivered the decisive blow. Voting rights campaigns faced barriers. Only 2% of Dallas County blacks registered. Jimmy Lee Jackson's killing sparked outrage. March 7, 600 crossed Edmund Pettus Bridge. Troopers charged Bloody Sunday. John Lewis beaten. Footage shocked America. Turnaround Tuesday followed. Federal protection came. The full Selma to Montgomery march ended March 25 at the Capitol steps. King's "Our God is Marching On" speech thundered. President Johnson introduced the Voting Rights Act, signed August 6, 1965. Alabama's pain forced national reckoning. Nonviolence exposed injustice. Federal laws dismantled legal barriers. The state became synonymous with the movement's moral force. Its suffering catalyzed change. Today, Alabama confronts its legacy head-on. Montgomery's National Memorial for Peace and Justice confronts lynching history. Birmingham's Civil Rights Institute, 16th Street Baptist Church, site of 1963 bombing, draw pilgrims. Selma's Edmund Pettus Bridge hosts annual crossings. Lowndes County birthed the original Black Panther Party. Economically, the state diversified. Huntsville's aerospace, NASA, Redstone Arsenal, auto manufacturing, Mercedes, Honda, steel. Tourism thrives on civil rights trails. Visitors walk history, reflect. Challenges remain: voting access debates, economic disparities, racial tensions. Yet progress shows: diverse leadership, education gains, cultural pride in Gullah Geechee roots and soul food traditions. Alabama didn't seek the spotlight of struggle, it was thrust upon it. From cotton fields built on bondage to streets where children faced fire hoses, this state bore the brunt of America's original sin and its redemption. The boycotts, beatings, marches here didn't just change laws, they changed hearts, forcing a nation to confront its contradictions. In modern Alabama, monuments rise where violence once reigned. Bridges crossed in anger now symbolize triumph. The legacy endures, progress born of pain, equality forged in fire. As we walk these trails, the question lingers: what unfinished business remains? Alabama's story isn't over, it's a mirror held to the nation. The fight that began here continues wherever injustice persists. The arc of the moral universe bends slowly, but in Alabama we saw it bend.